Okay, now I'm going to show you how to set up three specific type of word problems. So there's work problems. That's what this one is. The next one will be a distance problem. And then the final one will be mixture. These are really common type of word problems that you're going to find on standardized tests, year-end tests. So there'll be other videos to show you how to solve them. This video is to show you how to set them up and how to think about them as you read them. So it takes Rob 5 hours to paint a fence. Well, right there, that phrase, think about that as ratio, and this is a good way to set it up. So think about painting a fence as a task, one task. Rob can complete one task in 5 hours. Beth can paint the same fence. So now we have Beth. Beth can complete that one task in 9 hours. How long would it take them if they worked together? Well, remember, the word together is one of those English words that mean the math term add. So I'm going to put add. They're going to work together. And what we want to know is how long would it take them if they work together? So to paint a fence or to complete one task, how many hours? So that's the setup. And then notice you have 1/5 plus 1/9. Whoops. I said it correctly. I wrote it incorrectly. 1/9 is equal to 1 over x. And then it's just a solving. Let's go ahead and go on to distance problems. These are really difficult. So I'm going to say north, south. I'm going to first do that. I'm telling you, draw a diagram. So a diesel train traveled to Johannesburg and back. So the train started someplace. So I'm going to say that this is the depot. The train traveled, this is Johannesburg, and this is the diesel train. Look at, nothing fancy here. I'm not an artist, I'm just drawing squares and lines, right? Here's the depot, here's Johannesburg, and then it returned. So this is the trip there, and this is the trip back. We're talking about a diesel train. On the trip there, so remember when we're talking about distance problems, here's the distance formula. Distance is equal the rate, also think about speed, times time. So anyways, rate times time. On the trip there, it traveled 40 miles per hour. And on the return trip, it went 28. So on the trip there, 40 miles per hour. And on the return trip, this is 28 miles per hour. So I tell you what, I'm going to get the words. There and back out of the way. All right. How long did the trip there take if the return trip took 10 hours? So now we have a rate, and the return trip took 10 hours. We don't know how long this took, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to put T for time. Well, notice the trip there and the trip back, it's the same distance. So to give you an idea, this 40 times t, so distance equals 40 times t. That's the trip there. And the return trip, distance equals 28 times 10. And then you'd put your labels. Well, if these two distances are the same, just set them equal to each other and then solve for t. So that is the setup. The most important piece is if you draw the diagram, look at, you can just say, oh, this is equal to this, and then write the equation. All right, now we're going to do mixture problems. So an alcohol solution was made by mixing 1 liter of a 6, okay. So here's something, and somewhere in there, let's say that this right here is 1 liter. So 1 liter, and inside this is a 60% solution. And I should have made this a little bit bigger, so let me do this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see the diagram. And so right here is 1 liter. So 1 liter, and inside this right here is a 60% solution. All right. And remember, and between two things in math means add. So, and we're going to pretend that's the same size container, but now we've got 5 liters, and inside this 5 liters is a 30% solution. What is the concentration of the mixture? So we're now going to mix the 1 and 5 liters. So up here we have 6 liters, and we don't know what the solution is. But look at, we have set it up. 1, and I'm going to convert that percent to a decimal. Remember, divide that by 100, so 0.6. And a number on the outside of parentheses means multiply. So 5 times 0.3 equals 6 times x. All right, so now you just multiply this, solve for x. This is how you set up those 3 problems. Draw the diagram, and pretty soon the problems kind of write themselves.